Hi, it's me, Vamp, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you guys are new. We are here for another Raid Shadow Legends video. Now, Polarium just mentioned something that I'm allowed to share with you guys as of right now. As some of you guys know, I am, as of this video, Raid Shadow Legends content creator. Well, here we go. I'm just going to say it right away. On Tuesday, May 11th, they're planning to launch a champion fragment event with new champion Ruel the Huntsman. Huntmaster, sorry. Faction will be Dark Elf. Rarity Legendary. Type Attack Affinity Spirit. Let's see what they have to say about this legendary, just from passing glance. This is another champion that places hex debuffs, so you should definitely try him in duo with Thea, the Tomb Angel. And of course, he is perfect for faction war. See, the thing is, I don't have Thea, the Tomb Angel yet. I believe Thea is a Doom Tower champion, which I haven't gotten yet. Okay, I've been slacking with Doom Tower and stuff. But anyway, let's get into his abilities. That's what we're here to see, right? So let's get into his abilities, talk a little bit about what they are, what they might entail, all that jazz. So yeah, okay, first ability, Vile Arrows. Attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of placing a 60% decrease debuff, decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Transfers a random debuff from the champion to the target if the target is under a hex debuff. I don't know. I mean, it is an A1, so that should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. A2. Attacks all enemies. Places an extra hit on enemies under hex debuffs. Let's see. Will ignore 25% of each target's defense if there are 4 more enemies under a hex debuff. So I can see why they said that he would be good in faction war, because it says 4 or more enemies under hex debuff. In the typical mission, there's only 4 enemies on the screen at once. If you do dungeons, I guess there's 5. Let's see. And then in the clan boss, there's only 1 enemy ever. And that's a 4-turn cooldown. Okay. And then places a 50% increase accuracy buff on all allies for 2 turns. Then places a hex debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Also places a perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns, and fills the champion's turn meter by 50%, and that's on the 6-turn cooldown. Okay, so what I'm gathering from this champion is that he might also be good for arena, maybe? I don't really know. And then his A4, which is his passive ability, marked Cure, whatever, decreases the speed of enemies under hex debuffs by 5% and decreases the resistance of those enemies by 10%. Also increases the damage enemies under hex debuffs receive by 10% and decreases the value of heals they receive by 30%. These effects do not stack if there are multiple Ruels on the same team. Okay, so this seems like it could be an interesting thing if you have like a whole hex team going, because along with the enemies under a hex debuff, it doesn't technically say that this dude has to be the one, dealing the hex thing. So the day one seemed like, the whole decreased defense is good. I wish it was everyone, but I guess one person is better than none. The target, the under hex debuff, transfer debuff, I guess that's okay. I don't really see a scenario where that's too useful. His A2, attacking all enemies, is brilliant, especially since he will ignore 25% of each target defense if there are 4 or more enemies under hex debuff. So let's see, if the whole group is under a hex debuff, so you use your A3 first, because it said places the hex debuff. It doesn't say chance of place the hex debuff. But just in case, I'd probably bring up my accuracy as much as I could. So you use this to place it. Then all the enemies guarantee have a hex debuff for 2 turns. 3 if you go down the support tree. Then he'll attack and ignore 25% defense. And we know he's an attack champion, so we can get him to that 100% critical rate. Okay, I have plans for him. Whether or not I'll be able to get him, I don't know. But I have plans for him. And remember, as we saw in the notepad, Tuesday, May 11th. So, about roughly 2 weeks from now or so. Look forward to him, I guess. And yeah, that's about all I have about him right now. That's really all I have to say about that. He seems like an interesting champion for like Hex team. I'll be on the Hexes, one of the debuffs I've always been interested in ever since the Minotaur actually puts Hex on you, and he does more damage to you, so when you have Hex on. So that made me a little bit interested in Hex. But yeah, with that said, let me know what you guys think of Ruel the Huntmaster so far. Do you guys think he's going to be good, going to be terrible? Do you guys like that there's another Dark Elf? Hate that there's another Dark Elf? Do you guys wish he wasn't an attack champion, wasn't a spirit? And how do you guys think he's legendary enough to be legendary? Let me know all that in the comment section below. With that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.